gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health, yeah. You gotta work, never tell, keep your head down, find what you...
At a concert like this, which phone actually gives the better camera experience? The Huawei Pura 90 Pro Max or the iPhone 17 Pro Max? Most people probably think they already know the answer, but the real surprise is how big the gap is. To find out, we brought both phones to the May Bay concert at Bird's Nest Stadium and put them head-to-head. We were sitting in row 18, seat 8, pretty close for a stadium concert, but still dozens of meters from the stage. That made telephoto performance the key test.
Big thanks to my tech partner over in China for providing this footage. I really appreciate the support in making this video happen. Hey everyone, Stella here from TechieStreet. If you're into staying updated with the newest gadgets, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our latest tech content.
Let's start with 4x zoom. Huawei's on the left, iPhone on the right. Even before zooming in, the difference is noticeable. Once we crop closer, the iPhone starts to fall apart. Moving subjects look soft and blurry because the camera isn't getting enough light and has to use a slower shutter speed. The moment people move, motion blur kicks in. You could lower the exposure to get a faster shutter. In fact, you can see it reach 1/120, but then ISO shoots up, bringing aggressive noise reduction that makes the image look even softer. The next 4x samples show the same story. Even at a glance, the iPhone image looks less sharp. Zoom into the text on the vehicle, and Huawei clearly keeps more detail. So far, both phones were shooting at 4x zoom and 12 megapixels, which makes the difference look relatively small. But once we zoom further, Huawei's 200 megapixel RYYB telephoto sensor starts to shine. Now the gap becomes impossible to ignore. The number 25 is sharp and easy to read on Huawei, while the iPhone struggles. And it's not just text. The vehicle's texture and even the camera mounted underneath are far more defined. But it gets even more interesting. Earlier, the stage was brightly lit. Now, let's move to the dinosaur performance, where lighting drops dramatically. Here, the iPhone is forced into an even slower shutter speed and much higher ISO. As a result, detail on both the dinosaur and the vehicle almost disappear. The difference is huge. At 20x zoom, Huawei still keeps faces recognizable despite some processing artifacts. The iPhone image, on the other hand, is barely usable. Facial features are difficult to make out. People often say iPhones are the kings of video, but after testing both phones side by side at a real concert, Huawei delivers a surprisingly dominant performance, not just in image quality, but also in detail retention and zoom capability.
One thing to remember, all of this is still using the phone's native lenses, no teleconverter attached yet, but the second we switch to ultra-wide, the difference becomes obvious. And as the zoom increases, the gap just keeps growing. Honestly, the footage speaks for itself. You barely need an explanation. Huawei's telephoto camera pulls in about 5 times more light than the iPhone, and these results show exactly why that matters. On top of that, Huawei's chip-level 200 megapixel sensor can process images in real time, giving it a huge edge for video recording. And video isn't only about picture quality. Audio matters too. This year, Huawei adds audio zoom. Whether you're filming the stage, the center area, or switching to ultra-wide, the sound adjusts based on what you're focused on. The result feels far more immersive. But here's where things get even crazier. The Huawei Pura 90 Pro Max supports an external teleconverter, extending zoom to 13.5x, about a 300mm focal length. At that point, comparing it to the iPhone 17 Pro Max almost feels unfair. And when we push all the way to 27x, the gap gets even bigger. Then we tried 54x zoom. The iPhone footage was basically unusable. Huawei, paired with the teleconverter, still produced footage good enough to post on social media. You might think handheld shooting at that zoom level would be a shaky mess. Surprisingly, it isn't. On the left, Huawei is shooting handheld with the teleconverter attached. On the right, you can see just how extreme the zoom is. Even tiny subjects far away remain visible with surprisingly solid stability.
And if you don't own gear like this, there's an easy solution. Just search for the Huawei fan-chasing gadget on rental platforms like RenRenRent or iZooG. Try the full setup at a concert, then return it afterward. No need to buy everything yourself. There's also a fun feature for social media, 3D dynamic photos. Just open a live image and tap Convert in the top right corner. AI automatically turns it into a 3D animated effect. What's impressive is that this kind of bullet time effect normally costs a fortune to create. In a previous Filmstorm episode, around 60 phones were needed for a single shot. With the Pura 90 Pro Max, one phone can create a similar result in seconds, no special setup required. Finally, during the Encore, we tested upload speed. Both phones uploaded the same 43 megabyte video. Huawei was on the left, iPhone on the right. Even though the iPhone started first, Huawei finished first. Because a true concert device doesn't just capture great moments, it needs to share them fast too. So that's our concert comparison, iPhone versus Huawei. And fun fact, this was actually my first concert. Before leaving home, I was digging through my closet looking for a telephoto lens. Then I realized something. Modern flagship phones can do almost everything. With a 200-megapixel telephoto camera, it feels like having a front-row seat from almost anywhere in the stadium. And after seeing these results, the Huawei Pura 90 Pro Max's telephoto experience is definitely worth trying for yourself.